When the Shotgun Simulator first opens, the main page is where you get to see how the chokes, velocities, and so forth come together for the output of the shotgun. Lower section we get to see, based on time and yardage, how much the shot will drop based off the velocity selected and the choke. The middle section you get to see what the pattern will look like is in relation to a 30-inch circle at different yardages. You also see how many of the pellets will be within or outside of the 30-inch circle at the different yards. The top section is really important because you get to see what the impact pressures of each pellet will be at the different yardages. Now the impact pressure is what's really going to bring your game down, so keeping that pressure up as needed for the different game is very critical. I also added a function to show you how steel relates to that. For example, on a standard B shot, a lead shot is 6.75 grains, while steel is lighter at 5.15. Because it's lighter, the impact pressures will be lower. That's one reason a lot of people don't like using steel, is because you have to raise the velocity much higher to have the same impact pressure. In fact, we'll see for this setup, for the steel to equal the impact pressure of the lead, we need to add almost 200 feet per second to our load to maintain that. On the right hand side, you're going to see what a general pattern will look like for the choke, the shot, and so forth that you have at the different yardages. So you can see how large the pattern will extend based off of the choke, the distance. We can also see a small graph representation of how the velocity will slow down. To use this, you simply just select the shell that you're using, the shot, how many ounces, the velocity. We don't really care about the gauge because for the shell that's not critical and important. We select our choke and we can see exactly how the shell should perform. This also is a timed representation on how long it would take the shot to reach 60 yards. So when you see it, it's unfolding in the exact time in seconds that it will take to reach there. We have additional pages. We can bring up a pattern generator if we just want to take a look at patterns with different shots. We can also do a choke comparison where we're going to put in a particular type of a load, set the range and so forth, and it's going to show us what a cylinder, what an improved cylinder, and so forth will look like for each of the loads that we enter. So it's just a quick way of seeing what the different chokes will do with the shell that we've got selected. We also have a load data. It's been made where users can share their load data with all of the other users. You can either just show your own data, or you can show everyone's data. and it will allow you to see loads that other people are making and how they're performing. You can also search on any of the variables. If you're using a particular powder, we can start breaking that down. If we're just using a Liant blue dot, we can just see all the loads that are available for that. We can also add our loads so that we've got a database of the different loads that we've made, and we can choose to share those with everyone else or not. If you share it in the username, if you want people to be able to contact you that might have questions on your loads and so forth, you can put your email in. Otherwise, you can just select a username. When you input your loads, you want to make sure that if your powder is actually weighed instead of just measured with a bushing, check that along with your shot. If you've added buffer, go ahead and put in the buffer and the grains so they know that it's a buffered load. And if you've chronographed it and actually measured the speed, check that so that the people know that this load has actually been tested and the speed measured coming out of the barrel. You'll also see there'll be some mix shot. I particularly like to mix my shot. If you get reclaimed, it is a mix shot, so that information is included. And if you have any remarks on your load, you can put those here. And when you add it, if you've checked off to share it with others, then that will be uploaded to a database and periodically downloaded by users so that they can see the loads that you're using. You also have a group of tools, different ways of calculated impact pressure, information on the shotgun mechanics, how they actually work, what the forcing cones are, different data tables to tell you about different aspects of your shotgun, your shot, and so forth. There's also, if you use reclaim shot, there's also a video you can download that will show you one of the best ways that I've seen to prepare your reclaim shot to shoot. A lot of people are afraid of reclaim shot. They're worried about reloading it. It's as effective as new shot in any instance that I've used. Just browse through some of these tools and see if any of them will be helpful to you as far as understanding your shotgun, helping you improve your performance with it. You know, a lot of people don't understand that in a shotgun there's two forcing cones. That's what helps build up the pressure. If you didn't have these forcing cones, you wouldn't be able to build up the pressure that's needed to get your shot out there. And these forcing cones also affect your pattern. You can also do the option of lengthening these forcing cones. Some people have them lengthened, and it will actually help your pattern performance a lot by doing that, because the shot doesn't get deformed as much when it's going through. So it's good to understand how it works, that you know, just all aspects. It's not just a shell that's put in there, shot, and it's out. You know, all these different components and variables affect the performance. Even wads will affect how well your pattern's grouped, and can affect your pressures and velocities by up to 200 feet per second. So I hope you find this tool useful. If you have any inputs, feel free to put those inputs in. Some people have asked for functions to be added, and anything that can be added will be added.